because I want us to look at it in a similar way to that creative process. So whether it's painting a picture or whether you're creating music, there is many components, aren't there? Which is one of the reasons why it's aligned with the artistic stuff. I'm going to mute you all because somebody sounds like Darth Vader. There we go. So if you think about a painting and what goes on into a painting or into a piece of music, there is all these components, they need to be there in order for it to be created. So we think of mediumship in a very similar way. The whole team makes up you as an artist. So it's not you that is necessarily doing the drawing or one particular person. It's the collaboration of all of you. Similarly, if you think of it into music, if you think of an orchestra, there is different parts of that orchestra. I was imagining it earlier today and amusing myself no end as I was thinking of which part, who would be taking which part of the who had the wind instruments and who was the different parts. And I decided that if there was an ego involved, it had to be the violins, didn't it? Poor old ego. Moaning away. But I'd like you to think of it like that. When you're creating mediumship, it is a creation and it is a teamwork. You're part of that. You're not a bystander, because some people think they're doing it all and some people think they don't have to do anything. They're nothing. And it's neither of those. You're part of it all. And the different, whatever you call in, whatever types of guardians, spirit friends, councils, whatever you work with, Mother Earth, Elemental Kingdom, whoever you're working with, whatever energy they will bring a new sound. They will bring a new color. So if we say color for art, that they represent the different colors we use or the textures. And as I said, the same for music. But before we can paint a canvas, before we can create our music, we need a blank space. We need somewhere that we can create and design on. Okay, so this is what we're going to work with tonight. And this is your imagination center. We talked about last week how we had these two brains, your computer brain, your library brain that just records. It's all it is. It's just literally a device for recording stuff and then regurgitating. Your imagination center, however, is this vast space that we need to get to know. You need to know who you are in that space. You need to own it. You need to claim it. Now, you all use it, but it's time to claim it. It's time to actually go, yeah, this is my space. Oh, and then we go to the meditation. That was quick. That was my notes. I didn't want to talk for too long tonight because I don't want to waffle on too much. And as much as we need to know stuff, we also need to practice. So because of that, I thought we would just really open up for questions and see where they go. And then we'll go into the meditation for you to explore the guided meditation so you can explore your imagination center and connect to it in whatever way you can. You will be, well, for some of you, you'll be finding it. For some of you who already know it, you might need work to do in it. You might need to, so it's connecting to it is the first bit, if you can do that. The next one we're going to open it because it might even be closed. Clear it, see if there's anything in there. We're going to do all this in the meditation and then expand it. Now, you might not be able to do all of it tonight. It might be that you only do a little bit of that. And because you mustn't expect too much from yourself. It really is the tortoise and the hare this, and the tortoise really is going to get the gig because the more you hare around, you're going to miss stuff. So by allowing everything in the pace that works for you, if you are a very fast person, I'm a very fast person, if you're very fiery, then you have to learn to slow yourself down. I don't know if there's any fire people here and you've learned to drive at all. And you wanted to go 150 miles an hour before you could even drive. That's the kind of thing. My driving instructor was forever saying, will you just slow down? You'll get it if you slow down. And it's the same for here. If you're somebody that already enjoys an even, nice pace, then you just move through this in your own grace. And that's what you're trying to establish, your own grace, your own way of working. It might be that once you've learned how to drive, you can go fast. I go very fast now. I love going fast, but now I know how to drive. So, just don't tell anyone. So is there any questions so far? Val?
A quick question on this imagination center. I trained, I think, 2 years ago in something called Mindscape. I think you probably know it. No? Okay. No. I feel it's something quite similar, where I've actually built a workshop in my head where I greet my clients beforehand, and I get to have a chat with them, ahead of a session.
Yeah.
Is it something kind of similar?
It is similar. So what you have created is something within your imagination center. Now, I have something very similar to organize the astral people that come through, because they come through at such a rate, don't they? You have to organize them. So yes, absolutely. Creating, I have a garden and a bench, and they can come forward, and I organize them all. But it's part of it. It's not it. Your imagination center is the universe. That's literally it. It is your little part of the universe. You are the universe. And this is the power of the human being, and what we don't really get. We don't really get our power. We don't realize that we are so plugged in to the universal consciousness because we've been gifted with consciousness. There aren't, many animals out there on the planet that have anything like what we have within our capability. And we don't use it. We misuse it. We don't realize its power. We don't realize we have that power. When I go into my imaginational center, it's literally like going into dark space. And it was interesting yesterday watching on one of these programs on space. There was one on telly last night showing, it was all about the Hubble. Hubble, is it? Yeah, the Hubble. It was definitely to my generation that. I remember when it went wrong and it went right again. But it's taken the most amazing pictures, and some of them, what they were coming across was absolutely amazing. Looking at a star 49 billion years ago or whatever, all of that kind of stuff. But what I did see is a tremendous amount of activity out there. Now, I always thought that my imagination center, I must be just copying because we all have doubts, don't we? I think, I've just copied the night sky. And actually, no. It's not. It's very different. Now I've seen space. It's very different. But it had a sense of that space. It has this. It is space. That's what it is. It's a fucking great big space. But for me, it's dark. Now that's me. That's because that works for me. I'm more dark than I am light. I'm working on my light to bring my balance, but dark is where I'm comfortable. Now your imaginal center might be pure white. It might just be light. And then from that out comes all of whatever is emerging and creating from that. So there aren't any rules. I'm not particularly, I'm still working on my divine feminine. So I don't embody that much femininity. But if you were very feminine, you might have a pink one. I don't know. It could be multicolored. As I said, there are no rules to this. It's just the space. What you're looking for is to be able to feel comfortable in dwelling in that space, in nothingness. That's where we're going. We're going into the nothingness, because it's out of the blank canvas that the picture is created, isn't it? If there's already a picture there, in order to get a picture on that canvas that's different, you've got to rub the old one out and repaint it. And that's what the ego has to do. That's what the mind has to do. It can only go on, this is what it used to look like. Or now I know what it used to look like, and scrub it out, and then I can maybe make it into something else now that I might be able to take from there and there and there. But that's not the imagination center. That is just space, and everything is there for the taking, really. And so what happens is, once you create it, your own spirit can use it in your dreamscape. Does anybody here not dream? Hi, Helen. Do you all dream? Yeah. Because most people who are alive in their imagination centers will dream like buggery. And it can be quite hard work living normal life when your dream times are so busy. I don't know anyone else, but that's been me all of my life. So there are pluses and minuses, but it will activate your dreamscape. If you haven't or don't already dream, it will aliven, it will bring those messages further closer to you. Okay, so it will also it's also the space where your guides come in and talk to you, where your loved ones come in and talk to you, where Mother Earth comes in and talk to you, where your intuition through your own, your own higher self can come in and talk to you. That's where it all comes from, into this space. But we need to have a clear space. Now, if this space is tiny, then we need to open it up, because you haven't got enough space for your imagination to be able to work properly. If you've been given a lot of control through your life, if you've been told many, many times that you're useless and rubbish and no good at anything and whatever, then you very likely have shrunk your imagination center, because it doesn't work for you, and enhanced your computer mind. That's it. Is that clear? Are we clear why we need it? We need this space. Also, it's a space of healing. It's where you heal in that space. There's so much that is needed in the space, and it is, if we don't have it, we get sick. So the more we are open in this beautiful space, what's just suddenly coming, I just had this wonderful Native American energy just comes tumbling through my system, and I'm wanting to, what do you want to say? Okay, so what he's saying is it's really hard to know who you are, know where you are, if you don't understand this part of you. It's an expansive and dedicated part of your spirit that brings you home and brings you the wisdom you need to take your journey. It enables you to have compassion with other people, because if you can have compassion and love for your own imagination center, your own divine center, then you can connect to nature better, because what you've got is the space. Nature is all about space. Even though nature butts up against each other really tightly, it still maintains its own space. It breathes all the time. It will always choose to breathe. So by creating a space within you for you to be able to breathe, then will help to bring you to your own authentic nature. Excellent. Well done. He got it. There you go. That's what he wanted to say. So we're going to have a little, if there aren't any more questions, I do run at 100 miles an hour. What we're going to do is we're going to go in now and find what we can find. Do your best. That's all you can do. Be interested. You are the most interesting person in your life. So you can turn off your screens, you can go and lie down, you can stay live watching me, you can probably not driving, Helen, but perhaps as you're trying to meditate, be stationary unless somebody else is driving, and then you're fine to do what you need to do. Okay, this is not a grounded perspective. If we were dealing with the earth and Helen was in a car, then she'd have to stop, but we're not. We're out there now, so it doesn't really matter. But we do need to be grounded in order to connect to these higher parts. The more grounded we are, the more solid in your grounding, the more you'll be able to expand and use these areas. Okay. And I haven't really got any notes. So closing our eyes now. When you're ready, you find your positions. The first thing we always do is take a moment to check in with you. How do you feel today? And this isn't a test. I don't want you to have to say, oh no, I'm feeling great, I'm perfect. No, I want you to know exactly how you're feeling. It's not a test. So how is your energy right now? You're all at different times of the day, different temperatures, different places. So as you breathe in and out, how settled do you feel? Are you buzzing because you've had a busy day? One of the things that we really need to do is get ourselves into a still point in order to do the work. So feel your feet on the ground, or your body lying, if you're lying down. Feel your body connected to the earth. And as you breathe, I want you to breathe in peace. And as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out your day. Remember, tortoise, not the hare. Breathing in peace and breathing out your day. In order to help empty you, I want you to imagine that your whole body is full of sand. You are a big sand hourglass. That sand is representing any heaviness in your body, any toxification in your body, any interferences that are ready just to go, silly little things. The sand connects to all those little bits. And as you go down to your feet, you allow your feet to open. And as your feet open, the sand starts to fall from your feet. But in true hourglass way, as the sand falls from your feet, it opens up space in your head, doesn't it? And as the space in your head opens up, call in your higher self. Gently allowing your higher self to come in to the space where the sand has gone. Breathing in peace, breathing out release. You are dumping your shit and bringing in your light. Don't you worry about Mother Earth. She doesn't mind at all. She just sees it as energy. She'll do what she needs with it. Allowing relaxation to come in, allowing yourself to let go. Let your muscles, your bones, let go of your day. Let go of this time. As you release and become more relaxed, your breath will deepen. Don't stay in a habit of just chest breathing. Breath is important. Breathing deeply down into your belly, letting go. That's beautiful. Yawn it out. Sigh it out. Scream it out if you have to. Just let it go. And then as the sand starts to dissipate, its last bits down into the earth, letting your higher self come in more and more, getting your spirit in. Become aware now that underneath your feet are the most magical roots. Activate your root system by asking it to come online. Now, when I activate my root system, it goes beautifully bright. And I can see the expansion of all these beautiful roots going into the earth. What color are your roots? How deep do they go? Allow your higher self to connect to this grounding, to these roots. Gifting the best of you to the earth. Very good. Now, from this grounded and empty perspective, go into your heart. From the position of your heart, I want you to become aware of the space around you. Feel that you are your auric field as well as your body. You have a massive energy field that goes around you. And if you can connect into this energy field and you can feel it, see it, as you invite your guidance in, you will start to be able to see and feel them as they come into your aura. So call in your team that is relevant for you tonight. They'll know who they are. Keep calling them in until you feel or sense something different, whether it's a coolness or a heat or just a slight murmur of energy. You might be clever enough to be able to see them. From the position of your heart, from your center, your guide or guides that are with you help you to see, feel, to know the two centers. So from the position of the heart, you're looking out into yourself and you can see very clearly coming in from the left side of your head is your computer brain. There it is, your beautiful library, all busy, all active, doing its thing. Don't have to go in there. I just want you to see it. I want you to see this amazing thing you've created, because you've created it. But that's not where we want to go. Your guide will then show you the other brain, the other part of you. Initially, at the moment, you're just in your heart looking. How does it look, your imagination center? Does it feel vast and abundant? Does it feel tiny, somewhere in between? Is it hard for you to even see it? Do you feel that something's blocking you from even getting there? We need to open up a pathway to get to it. Now, you might already have one. If you're already very connected to your imagination center, then you and your guide are going to go there together. If you still can't connect to it, then you call in your healing team to clear the way. What is in its way? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it programming? Is it a lack of confidence? So letting yourself be healed to clear the way. For those of you who are already in, just creating some peace and calm in this space, just allowing, accepting. Do you feel that your connection is strong? If that's the case, then that's fabulous. Just enjoy and breathe and be with it, be in it. If you don't feel your connection's very strong, then ask your guidance to help you to form a stronger connection to your imagination center. This might involve opening it up wider or at all. It might involve clearing some of the space, the debris. So I'm going to leave you with that for a few minutes to work with your guides, to clear away, to open it up. As you honor this part of you, it will work for you. It will honor you. Call for expansion. Can you expand this beautiful place? Are you ready? Are you ready to open your imagination center up? Know that you're vast. I want you to feel the potential that's in here. The potential that all that is and all that will be. Is your imagination center big enough for an orchestra? Is it big enough to paint a massive picture with all the colors of the universe? If you are there and you are in your stillness and you are waiting, then invite your guidance to come in and bring you a message. If you asked a question and waited, would you be able to receive a message back from that question? And I want you to be aware of how you're receiving these messages. Very good. So that's a little short connection, short walk around your imaginational center, but I'd like you to keep them open. Now, as you start to pull away from your imagination center, does it start to shrink back? We don't want this to happen. We want it to stay open and abundant so you can use it all the time whenever you need it. So ask your guides to help you to hold this imagination center open as you draw yourself back into the room. Coming out of it, coming back down into the heart, bringing yourself back into consciousness. You're very welcome to write anything down if you would like to, if you need to remember. I know people like writing little notes, and it helps you to build on things. So do if you feel you need to. Lovely. So you had a little jolly around your imaginational center. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms again. I think because you're at the beginning of this, I think it's less intimidating to be giving one-to-one readings to each other and supporting each other on a one-to-one than it is for me to open up the floor and get you to start giving messages as a complete group. We will get there because I'm going to want to see how you're getting on and kind of tweak your stuff. But at the moment, I think it's probably quite good just for your confidence to just be building up with each other. So I put you into breakout rooms, and I won't come in and disturb you unless you want me. If you want me in there, then you just have to call on this that should say help or something. You send a message. I think you can, or somebody's done it to you before. But I will leave you there because I don't want to break your link. If I keep popping in and out, it's just going to piss everyone off because I'm going to be, disturbing you all the time. So I'm going to leave you in the rooms unless you need me. But yes.
Don't include me because I'm driving.
No, I know. I haven't. I'm gonna be you. Don't you worry. You have a room, but you're not going to go in it. I'm going to go in it instead. Okay, so, that's okay. So, did everybody manage to connect to their imagination center? Something. Karen? Yeah. Sheena? Yeah, you got something? Yeah. Okay. Was anyone surprised at what it looked like? Okay. Val, tell me, why were you surprised? I'm interested.
It's funny because it was very unlike me. It was all fluffy and cloudy and peach color. And peach is probably the color I hate the most. Like if I see a house with a peach color wall, I just go, no one is it's all good. So it was really strange. It was very fluffy, like candy floss like, so very girly.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a shock. But
now what's that telling you?
Well, a bit like what you said initially, be more on the feminine side, as opposed to the
you're in denial, aren't you? You haven't found a power, that source of what you are, that you're running on the masculine, and actually the feminine is there for you to use. So wonderful information there. Really good. Well done. Anyone else want to come through with a little bit of a weirdiness? Oh, Joel.
Mine just changed colors a lot. Like it was white, black, silver, gold.
Absolutely.
So
brilliant.
That was a bit surprising, but yeah.
Delightful. Moving through the color spectrums, all that potential. Fantastic. Anyone else want to share their little imagination center at all? Emma? Unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm. Mine was. It was like a rainforest, but not a rainforest, full of color and activity and peace and lots of different colours, glitter, metallics, all sorts.
That's just lovely.
My
Thank
favourite place.
It really can come to that, can't it? Anyone else want to share with the group? It's just useful for people to hear different ideas of what things were. That was all. But no worries if you're not. Okay, so I'm going to open up your rooms, and what I'd like you to do is, okay, so this is you're going to channel messages from the space. Okay, is what you're going to do. Your guides who are there, they know that you're doing this work. And I want you to help the other person by posing the question, what will it take to expand my imagination center? So that's what you're going to be asking. So say I was in the room with Joel and I would be saying to him, what will it take to do my imagination center? And he is then going to tell me through the reading. Does that make sense? And then he's going to ask me, and then I'm going to help him to understand perhaps whatever is coming through. Now, remember, it's not about receiving, it's about the giving in this class. So it's lovely to get messages, but don't get all caught up in any of it. Don't get your ego get caught up. It's about supporting the person who is trying to connect and link in. So it's really important that when you're working with someone that you stay with them. Don't check out of the room, and while you're waiting for them, they're taking a bit long, aren't they? Stay with them heart to heart. Keep feeding them. If we were in a circle, you'd get more power, because obviously we'd all be together and each one we'd work as a circle. But this is a new thing. We're doing it. It's working. So we need to give that extra connection to each other, to give each other the love. Okay, you've got 5 to 10 minutes each if you want it, but it's a long time when you're just starting out. So take the time that you need, and I'll call you back when you're ready, and make sure you share. Off to your rooms, my angels of imagination.
Hi, Sheena.
Hiya, how you doing?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah. How did you find that?
Oh, very good. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, very good. All over the place, usually flying off somewhere. So
Yeah. I struggled a wee bit with it, but got there. Would you like to go first, or?
Yeah, sure. So you want me to read you, or the other way around?
Yeah, you go for it. If you feel comfortable with that, that'd be good.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask the question to you, actually. If you just want to sort of maybe just kind of close your eyes for a second, and just so I can feel into you.
Okay.
Yeah, just slowly think about, what will it take to expand my imagination center? So the first thing that's coming up is a little bit of like a little bit of a heaviness here.
Okay.
Just on your chest. Yeah, if you're right to just keep sitting and just try and allow me in a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're all right. Sorry, I'm just used to. But I do normally. People are just. Are you comfortable doing that?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, fab. Okay.
Okay.
They're just saying that there's something like something a little bit sad or a little bit heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
yeah,
just
definitely.
Yeah, maybe something that's just kind of on this side, the left side. It's just sometimes it's just maybe weighing you down just a little bit.
Okay.
Might need to just shift it a little bit to open up through that. Let's see what else comes through. Have you had some like, it sounds a bit strange, but I'm just gonna go with whatever comes through. Have you had a bit of sad news, or has something come up recently that's made you think of something? Or...
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's been quite a lot going on in my life. Yeah, there is.
It's like a little bit, I'm feeling a little bit around there, around the back, on the shoulder.
Yeah, I think I'm probably taking the stress for somebody else. It's taking me back to just somebody that's one of my friends is really quite ill just now, and I think it's taking me back to a time when I went through a serious illness. So I think maybe that's could be what maybe you're picking up on.
Just a little, yeah, just feeling it a little bit. There's a heaviness.
Yeah, my shoulders and that. Yeah,
Sort of stress area, and just a bit, feels just a little bit sad and just a little bit heavy, and
and my heart area.
Yeah, sort of shoulders and neck is, and then just around this whole, this kind of area. Just
I'm trying not to let it affect me, but I think it's maybe affecting me more than what I think it is. Yeah. Do you feel I'm blocking you?
No, not at all.
No, I just thought, I'm trying to be open, but
no, not at all.
No.
No, it's sometimes I can feel people like what's going on with it.
Right, you can feel the energies, right? Okay.
Yeah, but it's different for everybody, so you never know what you're gonna get, and we've never met before, so I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen with Gina?
Yeah.
It just feels maybe that's it's not about the openness, it's just the sense of fun, and and that lightheartedness is. It just feels a little bit sad and a little bit heavy, and it feels like you're carrying it a little. Yeah, that's what's that's I think what's coming through to looking at you.
Right. Okay.
But that's
That's
it. That's all. That's what's come through for now. So
right. Okay. I'll try with you. Okay. So
how would you like me? Do you want me to lie down or?
No, you're fine like that. The same thing. What was the question? What will it take to expand your imagination? Okay. I'm feeling that. Are you quite active? Are you quite busy?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling like, woo, like that, all over the place. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, and I kind of feel maybe. I'll tell you what's coming up my head. It doesn't sound right, maybe, but it's kind of like you're too out there, and you need to kind of bring it in here a wee bit, and maybe find the stillness a wee bit instead of be like that. Does that make any sense?
Complete sense. Yeah.
Oh, does that? Yeah.
Yes. No, you're spot on. I wanted to ground, but before I even did tonight, because it's been just manic, and I didn't have time to ground this evening after work, and I had to do things, and hence the washing and bad pants.
I see, right? Okay, of course.
But I have to still myself a lot. It's something I work really, really hard on, just sort of stilling myself.
Yeah. So I think if you can still yourself, everything will be a lot clearer, because it gets kind of maybe muddled a wee bit with being so like that.
Yeah. Yeah, spot on.
So that's kind of what I'm feeling. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up on.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense, to be honest. Yeah.
So it's quite interesting. Like, do you feel your head's all like so many different things?
Yeah, and it's not just my head, it's everything. Like I'm in tune with everything, and it's like today it's got a strange feeling to the day, and
Right.
it feels quite manic, the energy. And you know, even cycling home, there was more crazy people than usual, and
Yeah, because that's almost how it feels like that. Is kind of how I'm kind of feeling you or seeing you, kind of just like,
yeah,
all this.
that's been today. It's been I hate working in the office because everyone's been manic because we've got a big event coming up, and then yeah, I went to read and meditate at lunch, which was nice, and fell asleep. But then it was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, back into it again, and then maybe rushing tonight if you didn't have much. Oh, was it tonight? Is it morning? I don't know where you are. Where are you?
Oh, I'm in Bristol.
Oh, you're in Bristol, so yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm obviously in Scotland. Yeah, so
Yeah,
okay.
it was a bit of a mad rush, and yeah. And
And
I have to, you know, usually I try to give myself at least a good hour before, just to calm the fuck down, basically. Like,
yeah, get back into this.
yeah.
That's just what I felt like. It was like, and it feels it just needs to come in to here, kinda, and and everything will be clearer instead of so almost mixed up or muddled.
It is, and I've got somebody. I haven't cleared somebody else's energies, not bad energies, really good energies as well.
Right.
But yeah, so I just haven't done my daily routine. So
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it's quite hard when you come into a class like this and you've had that kind of day as well, isn't it? Yeah. I think you're really good at this when you can get into the stillness. I think when you can bring yourself in, I think you've got a good channel. Do you feel that? Do you?
I think, yeah, I talk to lots of things and my higher self, and I'm
Right.
connected,
Yeah.
and
Have you
yeah,
always done that, Faye? Have you always been able to do that, or?
yeah. But I closed it down for a long time in my 20s because I used to get people coming up to me when I was little and asking me to save them and help them, and I didn't know how to do it. Like,
Oh,
and
wow.
just from a little kid, and it all got too much for me when I was probably about 20. Like I'd written about my best friend dying, he died, he came to visit me, and after that I was like, I had enough, so I shut it down, did my 20s, sex, drugs, drinking, all the fun stuff.
All the great stuff you do.
Yeah, but like, you know, really shut it down, but then it came back like a lot recent, you know, in the last couple of years again. So it's
You'll be able to handle it differently this time, yeah?
when it first came back, there was just like, I saw all these like entities and everything, and it was terrifying because it was too much to handle at once again.
Oh, wow.
But no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's very well managed now, but it is like a case of having to manage it.
Yeah.
So I can get away with days like today, not, you know, clearing things and but
yeah.
you know, it's all right. But yeah, I do spin out very, very quickly.
Yeah. That's obviously what I was picking up. Would you have any advice to me for how I can, like, I feel it's quite heavy, my energy just now. I didn't really realise until you said it how much I've maybe taken this on.
Yeah, it feels like the thing. It feels like it's reminding you of something maybe from before that you haven't quite healed from yet.
Right, yeah.
And
I think it's just maybe I had cancer years ago. I have got a history of cancer, and this is cancer, and I don't know if it kind of takes me. I try not to, and I don't go about worrying. It's not like that, but I think there's maybe just that wee thing there. It wasn't picked up with her, so it's quite far advanced. So it's quite brutal. So I think it's maybe taking me back to a bad place that I'm no normally in, if that makes sense.
I think it is. It's like a bit hasn't
quite healed, right? Okay.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily the cancer, but just, you know, your feelings around
Yeah,
it. Yeah, you know.
yeah, yeah. You think it has, and it probably has, unless you're in this situation again. It's difficult.
And you're always going to feel it, you know, when someone comes up, because it's that feeling, and you know what you went through, and you remember how scary it was,
Yeah,
and maybe you know you're feeling, you're maybe processing some of what they're should be
so
feeling.
the kind of fear factor kind of thing. Yeah, and maybe just the helplessness as well, because it does leave you quite helpless, and helpless for her as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It feels very sad and very heavy.
Yeah,
Usually with a lot of the time when it's people, you know, with cancer, it's like the solar plexus, and it's very anxious and it's fearful. But yours is more sad and like heavy on your heart area.
on my heart. Yeah,
Maybe
I think,
even a good cry or something, you know, like.
you know, I actually feel it. I
Yeah,
actually
it
feel it
feels like you
that.
need to just have a really good bloody cry about it, and it's
Yeah,
I love that, you know, and almost give yourself a hug and say, you know, it's okay. Like it feels like that's what needs to come out a little bit.
when you started speaking tonight, I could feel myself. I thought, my God, I'm going to get emotional here. It kind of took me by surprise. So maybe I've just been holding it all in and no really realizing that it's there. Do you know what I mean?
Do you feel like, even though you've gone, it feels like you've done a lot of work already, but do you
Yeah.
feel like you still have to be a bit brave?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because you know that you can be brave and cry.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I suppose you forget, you know, you're too busy trying to be, I suppose, brave for her. That again, I'm pretty good at forgetting about myself, you know.
But yeah, you know, the vulnerability as well will give. It sounds strange. Will give her courage.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
So yeah,
Okay.
just don't be scared to feel, like really feel, and allow yourself to, and don't judge it. Just let it be.
Just let it be. Yeah,
I
that's
think
good advice. Very good advice. Yeah.
might help you lift it a little bit.
I feel like that's like the imagination center. I struggled to find that. I did find it, but it was black, and then that's probably because I am blocking my. Got 2 minutes to go. Sorry. Maybe I'm just blocking it a bit with all this happening. Don't know.
It might still be a bit just stuck in your body that you just need to clear it,
Right. Okay.
to move it.
Yeah.
If you want any help with that, let me know anyway afterwards.
All right. Okay.
Because I can help you. I do divine healing and stuff. You know, I'm not going to charge you or anything. I'll just let me know if you need anything. Just let me know.
All right. Thanks very much for that. Thank you. Yeah.
Because sometimes it just gets stuck in your body sometimes, and you just
Yeah, it just gets stuck, and yeah. All right. Thank you, Faye. That's really kind of you.
Oh, you're welcome. But a good cry as well, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to go for that when I get off of here.
God bless you. Yeah, no, it's absolutely, it's so healthy as well. Even though we're told it's not, it is. You've got to get it out.
It is. It's a cleanser as well, isn't it? Cleanses.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. So, and for you, just you know, to come in and go into the stillness.
yeah, you got that spot on. Thank you so much for that. I'll see you back in the other room.
Yeah, I'll see you back in the other room. What do we do? Do we just?
Oh, if you just go into the bottom right, the blue one, leave room,
Okay.
and then it'll say leave breakout room. So that's the one you click on.
Thanks, Faye. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Sheena.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to spell. All right, I'm closing them. Close all breakout rooms. Close all rooms. That's what I do, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a while since I used breakout rooms. Okay. Back into the recording. So how'd you get on? All right, you two, Faye, Sheena, is that good? Then come on.
Very good.
So Spirit, well, I don't choose people. I love the breakout room organizer because I trust that Spirit are doing it for it. Back in the day, I used to have pieces of names on paper and then pick the name out the hat. That's how I used to have to do it. So you were chosen for a reason with each other, is what I'm saying. So was there a correlation there? Did you get there was a sort of a connection?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Great.
Yeah, Sheena got it straight away. She said, "You're all over here today," and bring it back in, and
And Fader as well with me. I'm
Excellent.
struggling a wee bit at the moment. She picked right up on it. Yeah.
Excellent. So is everybody back? You are, aren't you? I can close that now. That's great. Okay, well done, everybody. And okay, here from another little group. Who I don't know who was in the groups. Whose group were you with, Emma? Who were you with?
I was with Joel.
With Joel. Brilliant, Joel.
Yeah.
How did you feel you got on there?
Well, I just feel like I wish I could be a bit more specific.
Okay.
He was good with me. Yeah, gave me nice things to think about.
Excellent.
Made sense.
Brilliant. And Joel, how were you feeling when you were giving the messages? Did you have any kind of idea of whether are you seeing, are you feeling, are you hearing, are you knowing? Where are the messages coming from?
Mostly knowing, seeing, and hearing. Actually, usually those three.
Okay, so
not so much feeling, but
okay, interesting. Thank you. And then my other lovely team, Karen and Val. How would you get on? How'd you get on, Val? You're unmuted, actually.
Yeah, it was. So you want me to give you the feedback?
It's not about the message. It's about how you felt. This is about you.
I get visuals, and then I get words. So I don't hear anything.
Right. Yep.
But then words pop in my head.
Okay. So
it creates a story. So it's visual and words that create a story.
Excellent. That's really good and well done. And you, Karen?
I think mine is knowing, and I get some colors too.
Good. Great. Loads of really good stuff to expand on then. Yeah, really, really good. So I'm trusting that you've all done really well in your imagination centers and you've had some kind of connection or have a bit of an understanding. What I want you to do is I want you to work with them, go there, sit in it, meditate in there. I mean, if you do meditation is a personal thing. I'm not going to make you do meditation, but if you do spend time in that stillness, I would recommend it, that hang out there and explore it, or just be in it and allow yourself just to rest in it and rest in your potential, because the more you exorcise it, the more the better connection you'll have to everything and yourself. Is there any questions? I'm sure you will work up to questions eventually. You'll never stop. We'll get to the point when you won't stop asking me questions. Faye.
Quick question. When you're working with different people, and do you get different things? So some people it's visual, some people you get told, others you just feel what they're feeling.
That's an interesting question, because I think if you are multi-talented like that, if you have gifts in every camp, then you are going to use the tools that are going to work for that person that you've got in front of you. So if they're more open in one channel, you're going to be able to read them through that channel. But the great thing about mediumship is normally it bypasses everyone. I mean, that's the fabulous thing of it, because nobody can lie to you. I mean, clients, they don't mean to lie, but they'll come and they'll say they're fine. You're like, no, you're not. What about this? And they'll go, how do you know about that? And it kind of helps to sort of open up, conversations. And so, yes, you'll use all of your gifts. I mean, you are only really as good as the person you're connecting to. So if you get somebody who's really, really open, and then you come away that day going, oh my God, I'm awesome. I was brilliant. Because that person is so clear and open that you've got this lovely pathway straight in there and everything comes up for them. If you've got somebody who's sitting there going, prove it. You know, and everything is all, the body language all closing down. You can't, it's hard even to get in, you know, they're all shut up. They're saying, they've paid you, they want a reading. Kind of. And so it's really hard to get in. If I'm faced with somebody who won't let me in, then I ask them, let me in. You come, you pay your money, let me in. And you all, I mean, work with me at some point. You know, it's very possible that I've had that with you. I don't know if anyone it does that. There's you know, not all of you are that close, but some of you are. You know, that you shut down right around you, and you forget to open up again. So you know, if that is the case, then do ask the person to let down their guard and let you in. Be very useful. Anything else there, Alison?
So do we kind of consciously connect, like heart to heart, or just let it happen?
What, with your imagination center?
Well, yes, or when we're reading someone.
When you're reading someone, you stay in your heart and you work from your heart, because that will give you the baseline of truth. You can then go from your heart anywhere and connect to anything and then go through and then go on, but you start with the heart.
Okay.
If you are, I mean, these are rules, because if you're a woman and your power is in your womb, I've just suddenly thought of Emma, then you will hold your light in your womb. That is where you will come from. So, but you need to find this out. So we start with the heart, but as we work through, you'll learn this. We'll do stuff, then you'll go, oh my God, my power's there. But we always start with the heart. But you might find that your power is elsewhere, didn't you, Emma? Yeah. Obviously, Joel, you haven't got a womb, but you have other things. I'm not saying that the power is in your penis, but it might be. Who knows?
It would be fun, yeah.
It would be. There are not any rules really, but we have to start somewhere. So all start in the heart, because we need to get these on board and we need to strengthen them, and we need to get them to really work for us in the right way. At the moment, most of the time, our hearts, we use it just for, you know, just for heartache, for, you know, love connections, for whatever. We don't realize the power that's in these hearts. The chambers, what we've got in here is massive, but we will learn that. We will get there. Fantastic. Do you want to do, oh yeah, Joel.
So I'm just thinking about like finishing, like when I'm done,
Yeah.
Doing a reading, or like I find I tap in quite easily and quite quickly. Do I want to kind of bring myself back, or can I remain just connected to that place all the time, or like what's kind of the guidance on
I'm
that?
going to bring you down now. We're going to reverse the process.
Okay.
But before we take you down, I just wanted to ask if anybody wants to do this again in August, or is it better not to do it in August because of the holidays and it's a pointless thing, or shall I look for a date at the end of August to try and do another one? Does anyone have any?
I'd like to do it in August, but maybe towards the end of the month, if that would be okay.
Last week of August, I would be looking at something. Whatever that, I don't even know what that date is, but there's no point me setting a date and nobody, you know, can come. That's a pointless thing. So what we'd be looking at, well, say something like Tuesday the 30th.
I'm not good for me.
Not good for you. No,
I'm in France now.
You're in France. Okay. I might leave August then, you know, chaps, just because it just gets complicated because of holidays. Everybody's in and out and up and down. And then I'll put I'll put a date in for September when things settle a little bit, if that's okay. Okay. You could always come and see me if you need me. So we're going to shut down now. It's important that we open up, we shut down. Now, I know we haven't opened up our chakra centers, but it's also important that we recognize that they fly open when we do this work. If you then come, I'm going to close everything down, and then you go off and you start talking to somebody about this, they will come open. So you just got to remember that, and you will be able to tell, because you'll be lying there at night going, did I drink a coffee or something really late? I can't seem to shut down, close my eyes. A good trick, actually, if you're ever lying there and you can't sleep at night time, check the chakras are closed, because very often they're not, and that's why you're awake. So closing down, closing your eyes. You're thanking your imagination center. You're thanking yourself. You're thanking that part of you. It's good to be polite, show respect. Self-respect's really important. And it never shuts, but you can move away from it in your energy field, because you don't need it right now. You bring yourself back into the heart. We're going to check through the chakras now. So you move down to your root chakra. And now if you can't tell whether your chakras are open or closed, then, and we will work on the chakras soon, it then just shut them. Assume they're open and shut them. And the way we do that is by intention. You ask the petals of your root chakra to close. And what I find is that when one closes, I naturally find myself moving to the next. So it's a nice indication that you know it's shut. I use my breath as well to draw in and close. Moving up to the sacral chakra, the orange in your belly button, or just below your belly button, above your pubic bone, and that whole tire around there, if you're me. And you ask your sacral to close. So you're closing the petals of your orange chakra. You're moving up into your solar plexus, calling for the solar plexus to close, closing its petals. And moving up into the heart. Now this situation of moving, opening, closing chakras, some people do them very fast and some people do them very slow. There's no rules with this. You're a very quick closer, then that's who you are. You just got to wait for the rest of us. So now we move to the heart chakra, and we're asking the heart chakra petals, the green of the heart chakra, to close. Throat. The upper chakras take a bit longer because there's more going on. The throat chakra has all the chakras in it, chamber for every one. So just inviting the throat to close. But we also remember that the psychic gateways are at the back of the neck here. So as you close your throat chakra, you must remember to ask your psychic gateways to rest as well. So you don't really want to be open all night, all day. It's tiring. I left my chakras open when I went to see Tony Robbins, or whoever that guru was back in the 90s. Honestly, I was knackered for a week. I thought, how clever of me. I'm going to leave all my chakras open and be all in my 20s. Oh, it killed me. Anyway, throat chakra closed. Brow chakra. The brow chakra is a expanded center, whether you like it or not. So we have to, when we ask it to close, we take our time and we just let the energies come in. Be patient. That's a really important thing that we need to discover for ourselves. Patience for ourselves. And then once the petals are closing, well, the energy will be back in, the petals can close around it. And the crown chakra, 1,000 petals of white, beautiful petals. And I like to imagine that on the end of each one of these 1,000 petals is a little light, beautiful little light. And as these petals fold over your crown chakra, all these beautiful little lights, they cascade through you. And then you see yourself all light and shiny in your auric field. And this is your shininess. We always end in the earth. So we come down through the center of the body, down through the root, into the earth, and we finish in the earth. Always finish grounded. If you feel that you've got a lot going on, you need a bit of protection, then at this point you can imagine that you're taking a cloak of stars out the sky, and you're placing it around you all the way to the floor, hood over, zip all the way up. And that is some protection if you feel that you need it. We thank our guides. We ask them to step back now out of our energy fields. You can do that before or after you close. It makes no difference, really. It's a personal thing. We thank them. And you wait for if there's any last little message from them before they depart back to where they sit. Very good. So these little openings and closings, they're important, a little bit like exercise. It's a like warming up and cooling down. And it doesn't really matter what stage you're at, you still have a certain amount of it. It just gets quicker, that's all. But if you're doing a lot of psychic work, a lot of mediumship or healing or whatever, there is a lot of residue that comes from it. So regular health is really important. And so what I mean by that is that you need healing. You know, who heals the healer? Well, somebody has to, because otherwise we get sick with it. So it will build up and build up and build up psychic energy, and eventually, oh, sorry, let me just mute Helen. Eventually, you'll start being pushed out of shape. So these health checks are really important. The tuning in at the beginning and seeing how you are is really important. And so is this kind of closing down and making sure that you're all okay. And if you ever go to a group and they don't do it, then you need to do it for yourself. I forget sometimes with mine, I'm a bit slack these days because they're a bit special. Okay, I think I'm done. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your Imagination Centre. Have a lovely August, a lovely summer, whatever you do, and get out there and use your gifts and shine your light. And I'll hopefully see you in a few weeks' time once we've finished the summer. Take care, everybody. God bless. Bye.